Okay, Coin family, you asked for it and you're going to get it. Hey y'all, it's Ben the Coin Geek here, and today I have a video for you where I'm going to talk about some coins and then we're going to get them certified. We're going to go ahead and get them all in one video for you, and it's going to be a combination of things because first we're going to look at the coins, then we're going to talk about what we're doing with our certification, and then all in one seamless video breakthrough technology amazingness. We're going to go ahead and make this into one video as though we can transport through time and space. So this 1936 Daniel Boone bicentennial piece, one of the few coins with the same character on both sides here, Congressman Daniel Boone, he has something going on, and you may notice, you may not notice, when you turn the coin at this angle, there's a little bit of a haze to the coin. So most of the coins I'm about to show you were in these old plastic holders for a long time. Okay, and so what we're going to be doing is the coins we're sending in, specifically on this group of coins, are going to NGC, and they're all going in for restoration. Now I can't even get this open, so we'll look closer at this. So I'm going to send them all in for restoration. This coin absolutely pops, the 16S quarter dime. You know, maybe we should get a professional in here. 16S does not have the full bands. Lovely, lovely coin. I am going to stick with the 65 on this coin. I think that's what the coin will come back. It has a shot at a 6, but the hard thing about this game, which you guys have asked me to play, is that there is the what I think it should be graded, and then there is the what I think they'll call it. And we'll run over both of those. So take a look at the coins and the haze that's on them, because when they come back, this haze should be gone. All that whiteness should be gone. Daniel Boone, I'm also going 65 on the Boonster here. Lovely, lovely piece, and just kind of a neat coin. The 16S, I'm just going to show you again so you can get a viewpoint on some of the color on here. Some of it, there's some iridescence to it, which I like, but that should all go away. All this stuff should come off through restoration, all that iridescent toning and all, but it should come out mighty fine. Now, all right, here we go. Here it gets tricky. So we've got this. By the way, people ask about gloves and wearing gloves. I'll tell you why you don't wear gloves. It's extremely hard to handle the coins, and it just is. I'm about ready to drop all of these. So this 17S, which is the Type 2, so it's got the stars underneath the eagle. It also has the chainmail over Lady Liberty's chest. Really a nice lustrous coin with a lot of that old grungy toning to it. Looks like it's all there, but I think once they take this stuff off, it's going to be a 58. I think they're going to call it a slider. Call it a 59.5, shall we? It's really hard on a coin like this to tell exactly what it'll be, but I think they're going to call it a 59.5. And so this one pains me a little bit because I like this type of a look. I like this old school original kind of crustiness. The marketplace has, I think, spoken mostly otherwise to that. Maybe you heard John Albanese talk about that with some of his stuff, that he likes coins like that because of the originality, and so he'll mark them. All right, this coin also has a little bit of a haze to it, 75S dollar. And now this coin has a stunning, stunning look to it. And I think what you're going to find on this coin is a couple things. First of all, it looks like it's in a high-grade mint state, but I think there's a couple things going on here. There are some really fine hairlines over on this part of the field that kind of pop up when you get at that angle right there. Now these marks, there's some marks up in here also which look like they go through the head and into the field. Now those are not hairlines like scratches. That stuff is in the metal, right? So like that is from the formation. In fact, you can actually see all of that in the planchet it's not just up here in the head. You see it in the head and coming out of the head. Look at the field around the stars and the rest of the field here. Those striation lines, that's from the planchet getting rolled out. Those are press lines. I think that's the term. I always get that term wrong. But those lines, that's the same press lines run all the way through the coin. You can just see it all the way through her dress and down. Now that's different than these hairlines that pop up over here when you look at the coin closer. And because of those hairlines, because the coin is attractive, I don't think they call it unk cleaned, which is my fear. I think they call it an AU58, and I think it has the market value of an AU58. So that's the question about how you grade things. Do you grade to the market? Do you grade to the Anyway, that's another video for another day. Last but not least, I have kind of a fun coin here, this 1893 $10 gold piece, which has fields that are really reflective. And it's really interesting. I looked up, because I was on PCGS's website, I looked up their population report on PL, this coin, $10 gold piece. And the proof-like finish on this coin from their website is there's like 27,000 graded regular unk, and there's like 35 or 42 or something like that. There's a very small number that are actually graded proof-like. So, I want to call this coin proof-like. I don't think that NGC will. Look at that reflectivity is really great. I need it to be a little bit more reflective when the light's not on it, right? So when I get to some of the side angles here, I need to have a little bit more reflectivity. When the light's right on it, you've got all the reflectivity in the world, and when it's to the side, it's a lot harder to get reflectivity. Now the overall grade, this happens a lot on gold. You'll get a lot of gold that was in bags for a long time, and there's just a ton of chatter. I think this coin should grade MS60. I think they'll call it an MS60. I would love for them to call it an MS60 PL, but I don't think they're going to. But I think that would be a nice thing. I don't know that it's a ton more in PL in an MS60. Even though there's so few that are graded PL. Yeah, I mean, you can see it reflecting my finger here really strong. But I still don't think it will. So, all right, read 'em and weep, boys and girls. Let's see what happens next. And like magic, they're back. Look at that. No time has passed. But just a reminder that the opinions of this host are not necessarily the express opinions of NGC. All right, 1916. Now, first of all, of course, the toning is gone. We did use conservation on these coins, and this coin is pretty lovely. You can see just a remnant of toning that's left behind there above Adolf Weinmann's initials. The little thing that looks like a W off to the right side, it's actually an AW mark. Really strong reverse, really pretty luster. That toning all came off. Their conservation service, by the way, is much better than just using the traditional methods that most dealers have. I will say that if I have a coin that's really valuable that I think can benefit from this, then I will prefer to use them over myself. Now, you may not be able to hear something odd about this coin, but no, you won't be able to hear that. I can feel it. It's like the white plastic part in the middle isn't thick enough for the outer case because it just has a little bit of a rattle to it, but it's its own rattler. Okay, so this coin I had said I would call an MS65. That was my prediction for the coin. MS64 on the 16S. Just a lovely coin. A 65 is 250, and 64 is a little more than half of that value, but really a neat coin. And sometimes it's interesting if you don't specialize in a series, you see a coin like this, and in my mind, a 16S Mercury dime in 64. Like if I would have just seen this coin and not known or hadn't looked up the price point, I would have guessed that it was $300 or more because, I just don't see them very frequently. And so areas that are not collected as frequently, I think oftentimes are a value. You can buy something like that for less than a couple $100, and it's kind of a good deal. All right, Boone. Okay, so this had a lot of toning to it, and you can see right away what's happening here. I shouldn't say that. If you haven't been watching the videos much, I mentioned this. This is a telltale sign, and it's tricky when you have a coin that's toned, and you look at it, and you look at the surfaces, and you can see the luster. Like, see, there's really nice luster like this. You turn the coin like this, and it just goes black and white. It's flat. It's gone. That is telltale signs that the coin was wiped, almost like a polish, like a rouge. The coin should look white in color. Right, so I'm going to go ahead and grab this coin here, and we see, at all angles the coin is still white. Even at this angle where it goes dark, it's still white. This thing, it just turns off. Boop, it's gone, dead. So I thought this coin was a gem coin, but it's a clean coin, and that's exactly what it is. So toning is gone. Let's look a little bit at that though, because once again we got to talk about the restoration process here and see. Just there was that that iridescent color on these coins that you could see all over it, and that all got gone. And it revealed what was on the underside. Sometimes you don't want to look into the beast. And underneath that, it was just polished, just cleaned. Not a happy thing. Not a happy thing. All right, up next is this 17S, another coin that, in my mind, you don't see very often. This is the Type 2 with the chainmail. What a difference this coin. This coin in person is really stunning. I mean, compared to, I liked the original look, but are there any coins better than the 1916 series that came out? The Mercury Dime, the Standing Liberty Quarter, and the Walking Liberty Half. This is once again, I'm reminded when I see this coin how much I think it is my favorite coin. In high grade. Now there's little toning marks still left behind from the restoration process that NGC did on these coins. So it's not blast white, but the coin has a blast look to it. Little spots of toning like there on the wall under In God. And there's that mint mark hidden right there. For those of you who don't know, the mint mark is right next to that bottom star on the left hand side. And a pretty coin. Not a full head. It has a lot of detail to it, but there should be more detail in the headdress. You can make out the eye and the nose, but right behind that you should see some more detail. All right, so this coin I had said I thought was a slider. I thought they'd call it a 58, and it came back a 63, and it is a really pretty stunning coin all around. So I missed in my favor on that side. As I like, banker makes error in your favor. You ever play Monopoly as a kid, and then you just kind of wonder, aren't you supposed to give that money back? Is that a thing? All right, now the 93 $10 gold piece. We talked about how I really was hoping to get a PL out of this coin. I thought that would be pretty fantastic because it has just a real flashy surface to it, and it has a ton of bag marks. And so I had said I think this coin will be graded a 60. But it's very lustrous, good eye appeal. There's not as many bag marks on the back. I can just imagine this as like a John Wayne movie where there's just a bag full of these $10 gold pieces rattling together and just shaking, and that's where you get all these bag marks from, those big pieces of gold clinking together. Like this was the one on the bottom of the pile because it was struck first. It's got a nice strike to it, nice PL tone to it. That's all indicators of a early strike. 1893 MS61. Tie goes to the runner, folks. I think that's pretty much a tie. A 60 and 61 are almost synonymous. That's pretty much. They're probably a similar price point. Maybe it's a $1,100 or $1,200 type coin, and there's probably not much of a difference in a 60 or a 61. Of course, we did not hit the PL, but and you can tell from here that it's not quite PL. I mean, but at certain angles, it's like, like that. You can just see the reflectivity. But you'd really want to see a little bit more reflectivity probably at the counter angles to really get a full PL out of that. Last but not least, we had this 1875 San Francisco mint. trade dollar, which was really a lovely example. I loved the luster on it. It doesn't look like they treated the coin, like they restored it. They looks like they left the toning. It still has a lot of that original orange, I don't know how to describe it, tin color to it. There's some flat spots on the coin based on how it was struck. You'll see that, actually this coin has a lot of detail on it. What was the flat? I was looking at the flat spot on the other side. You get a little bit of flatness above the head. That's right. That's what we're looking at. But overall, really nice coin. I thought it has the eye appeal of a real gem coin, but then I pointed out it's got these little scratchy doodle, hairline doodle things over here. MS62, well, I thought they were going to call this a 58. Sometimes that's called a net grade, a market grade. You have a lustrous coin that looks completely original, and yet it has a few little hairlines to it. So anyway, there is the ebbs and flows, the ups and downs, the highs and lows. And I think all in all you understand maybe a little bit more what the process looks like. My thought process when I'm looking at raw coins, and then how they get graded when they come back. And so it's not just me telling you, but when you can visually see, hopefully that gives you some understanding of, you're generally in the same ballpark. Everything is not outrageous, but at the same time, hey, we all want to be right, don't we? Alright guys, thanks so much for watching. I've been the Coin Geek. You can subscribe by clicking on the owl button in the corner and watch more videos on the right side of the screen. Thanks.